Hey everybody, MorbTron here. Today is August 11th, 2020, and this week in Destiny 2, we have a lot of stuff to grind for. Solstice of Heroes has started, and it will be here until September 8th. So if you log in, go speak to Ava Levante in the tower to start out your quest. You get this blue armor piece. It'll be a helmet, and then you have to do the first run through the European aerial zone, and you launch that from the tower. But the first one you do is a quest that you start here at this little hologram. The European aerial zone was around last year, and if you weren't around for it, it's a pretty unique zone. Basically, you just destroy a bunch of enemies of whatever enemy type that there are. I think there's Hive, Cabal, and Fallen. And once you have defeated the boss, the number of mini-bosses that you kill throughout the entire event is the number of chests you get to loot, and they're kind of hidden throughout the entire aerial zone. And you get key fragments, and you can unlock loot boxes and stuff like that from Ava with those keys, so on and so forth. It's a grind. And the final armor pieces, when you do unlock them, you actually will be able to get a universal ornament for them this year. And I'm going to pop up on my screen right now what the armor sets look like. They look really cool. And the universal ornament set, the way that the glow will work on them is the glow will just match your subclass. So you can spend a bunch of real money or in-game currency glimmer on unlocking the armor glows for the actual armor set. Personally, I don't really care about that because the armor sets generally have pretty low stat rolls on them, even when they're fully masterworked. But there's a universal ornament set that will unlock once you get everything upgraded all the way, which is pretty heckin' neat, in my opinion. But other stuff in the solar system this week, Zavala still has not given us the next step in the exotic questline to get the Traveler's Chosen sidearm. I don't know why. I don't know how long we're going to wait at this point. I guess I'm just going to stop mentioning it in my reset videos because apparently it's just not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe we'll see it this week once you go talk to the prismatic recaster or the umbral decoder. Who knows? Once you do the means to an end storyline this week, maybe we'll get it. I doubt it at this point. I think it's just a pipe dream. We'll probably get it sometime in September at this point. Who knows? Who knows when that will happen? But the rest of the solar system, the flashpoint this week is on Mercury. Nobody cares about Mercury. Oh, and I'll go over all of the new Eververse stuff in a minute towards the end of the video, like I always do. There's a bunch of new Eververse stuff from Solstice of Heroes. Now, the pyramid ships this week are on Titan again. They're on the rig. So if you want to be going up against, you want to farm Umbral Engrams for whatever reason, the Contact Public event is on the rig on Titan. Now, for the Ordeal Nightfall this week, we have Strange Terrain, which is interesting. Not my personal favorite strike, but I guess it'll be an interesting one to watch on Grandmaster or try to complete on Grandmaster as well. But if you're going to be going just for the 100,000 points for the Pinnacle reward, you'll have Unstoppable and Barrier Champions with Match Game and Nokris's Refrain, so incoming solar and environmental damage is increased, and Exploder units have more health. But of course on Grandmaster, you have all of the other Grandmaster modifiers, so, well, at this point we know what they are. No radar, limited revives, extra champions, all that fun Grandmaster type stuff. In the regular strike playlist this week, we have Solar Singe this week. Now, something else to mention about the Solstice of Heroes and the European aerial zone is that there are burns on specific days. On day 1 right now, it is Solar Day. Tomorrow might be Arc Day, and the following Void, or vice versa. But they do rotate days, so it does kind of mix up the gameplay a little bit as far as that aspect of it goes. But other things in the Crucible this week, we have our rotators as Momentum Control and Countdown. I know a lot of people love Momentum Control because of the super ultra fast time to kill. So I'm sure a lot of people will be playing Momentum Control this week. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm sure a lot of people do enjoy it. I'll be spending my time in Crucible this week, probably in Control or Classic Mix for the memes, I guess. Now, don't forget about the moon. Weekly reminder to not forget about the moon, because there are powerfuls and pinnacles up the wazoo here. So, the Nightmare Hunts this week, Skolas, we have Omnigul, and the Fanatic. So, and we will be doing Nightmare Hunts as far as upgrading our armor as well. Each part of our Solstice armor has different requirements to upgrade it, so just be prepared for being able, or being forced, basically, to play every aspect of the game. Yes, including Gambit Prime and Trials as part of it. So just be prepared for that. Speaking of Gambit Prime, we do have double Infamy up until Friday, and starting Friday at Reset, we have triple Infamy until next week's Reset. So if you're looking to grind out some Infamy ranks for a Triumph or whatever, now is your week to do so. There you have that. But the main focus this week is, of course, Solstice of Heroes. So go talk to Ava Levante and start the journey, especially if you're trying to complete the armor set on all 3 characters. Definitely start now. Do not put it off. I know we have a little under a month to do it, but that time runs out quicker than you'd think. Now, as far as Eververse stuff, there is a ton to go over here. There are a lot of new things being added in. Not only that, but just new things for the season now as well. Now, we do have a finisher here called Iron Severance. Now, this is one thing that I will mention in the game that's been an issue in the past. This is an Iron Banner styled finisher, right? You have the Iron Banner, you have Saladin's Axe, basically, as a finisher move. This should be some sort of reward from Saladin himself. If it's some sort of gameplay themed, like it's themed after some sort of specific activity, you should get that reward from that activity. You should not be forced to spend $8 to get something that is themed like an activity in the game. Now, something like the backspin shell, which I know one of my friends has been waiting for because he loves playing tennis, well, that's something that I don't mind paying money for if you want it, because that has nothing to do. We don't play tennis in the game. Tennis isn't an activity in Destiny 2, although I'm sure he'd love if that was the case. But we do have Catching Rays here, as well as a new emote. Not really that cool. I don't know. Not my cup of tea, I guess. And we do have a lot of new vehicles this week as well. Sparrows and ships. Sweltering Heat is a new emote. Again, not really digging it. On GILT Wings is this Sparrow's name. It's kind of got the same glow cracked effect that our armor is going to have in Solstice this year. Then we have the first thing for Bright Dust this week is a new shader called Vintage Timber. There's not a single bit of wood on that shader, so I'm not really sure what that's about, but I'll go ahead and purchase that for 40 Bright Dust. We have a ghost projection here of a beach ball. Not really that neat. We have the buoy shell, a lot of ghost shells added in that are very summer themed, as is the Solstice. So just be prepared for that. Now, we do have the Micro Mini Sparrow available for Bright Dust. If you do not have this thing, it's fantastic. Now, one thing that I will mention about the Sparrow that's a little bit broken, it might look very small, and it looks like you are riding on a little, you know, one of those old, put 25 cents in it, and you can rock back and forth on it in front of a grocery store, kind of weird kiddie rides. But the actual Sparrow itself is actually much bigger than its visuals represent. So it leads to some pretty weird stuff happening. But onto other Bright Dust stuff before we get onto other Solstice stuff. We have Oiled Algae. Nothing about that says algae to me. That's just chrome. That is just another chrome shader, but it's a shader I don't have, so I will buy that. Some transmat effects. The only cool one really is the shocking entrance. I think that's pretty cool. A lot of lightning. Cool sound effect. I will actually buy that transmat effect because that is cool. And it's 450 Bright Dust. Now, here we are at the Solstice stuff. You can purchase the glows for all of your armor for either 6,000 Bright Dust or $15 worth of silver. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fall for it this year. Not going to do it because the universal ornament sets come with the glow on them, and chances of me actually wearing the armor itself past the Solstice event and not just using the ornament for it are pretty slim. But there you go. You can purchase it there. Now we have another emote here, Power Rising. I do not know how this is not copyright infringement. But if you want to be Goku, go ahead and power up, or personally, my favorite, either Gohan, or really anyone else besides Goku. But there you go. Yeah, power up, become a Super Saiyan. There you are. And then we have a couple old emotes as well. Flag on the play, old Solstice emote, and another old Solstice emote is Breathe In. Just get some particle effects around it. You're gathering up some energy, and then you stand back up. Not that big of a deal. And we have a bunch of ghost shells, like I said here, a bunch of new vehicles. Now this one is new. We have the Soul Piercer. Pretty cool looking ship, I do have to say. Has that same kind of cracked, showing the light through it effect that our armor will have. And we have another Sparrow here, Ira's Grace. I think this looks better than the other one. All this stuff should come up for sale for Bright Dust throughout the event, but there's going to be a lot of stuff to spend our Bright Dust on. Now this Sparrow is older, but it does make your Sparrow look like, well, a boat. An old-fashioned wooden speedboat, and it is kind of neat. It is a little bit neat. Now we have the Intimidating Snap multiplayer emote. This is probably the best multiplayer emote ever created. Because who doesn't like intimidating snaps like you're in the movie Grease or any sort of other 50s themed movie? Good stuff. Now we have a Twisty Dance. I don't know how this is considered a dance. It kind of looks like you really have to pee or something. I don't know. But that's a dance. So there we go. And that is going to be it for this reset video. I know it's a little bit longer than normal, but we have a lot of stuff to cover because Solstice and Eververse and all that stuff. The tower is pretty. Go talk to Ava, get your armor, and enjoy the grind. That is it for this week. Now, one reminder here. I will actually be live on Twitch basically all day today. So, if you're interested in watching me grind out the stuff with some friends, definitely head on over to twitch.tv/MorbTron. There will be a link down in the description. So I'd appreciate the follow and the support over there as well. And I'll have a video coming out for a channel update and a reasoning as to why I'm starting to stream on Twitch again rather than here on YouTube in the next coming days. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But that's it for this video. So if you liked it, want to show your support, hit the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are new here, subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But do not forget to have a good day, everybody. And I will catch you all next time.